Okay, so today we're going to be talking about how to motivate yourself to study. Some people say that the hardest step in studying is to get started. Other people think otherwise though. And so once you've taken the first step, it gets pretty easy along the way, even though it does get pretty difficult at times. And studying can be overwhelming, especially because the end seems like it's forever away. So, studying can be overwhelming to everybody, and you start being really hard on yourself and starting to doubt yourself on a personal level with thoughts such as, what if I do badly, or do I understand any of the homework assignments I'm doing? And some of these thoughts are pretty subtle, but it can still affect on how our motivation interferes with our homework. So then we don't end up actually studying well because we start doubting ourselves more, so we don't end up doing it. But to help and generate that motivation to keep it going, try creating a study routine, try breaking down the material into small chunks, and rewarding yourself after. And those are just some of the many ways that you can do to actually help yourself so you can motivate yourself to study. So one of the ways to help yourself stay motivated to study is creating that study routine. So the first thing to do is set up a study schedule. And once you have that down, you have that downloaded, and you set up like a template for it, and you create yourself blocks of the times you're available to actually sit down and do your homework. And then for each subject, make a list of what all you have to do, so that way you'll get it all done, kind of more of the important tasks that you have to do to get ready for that, like big exam or for just a paper you have to do. And then make sure that you create a daily plan. And that's going to be the most important role of the whole study schedule, is that you create your daily plan and what important task that you have to do that day. And going along with that, if there's a really big task that you don't think that you'll be able to get finished on that day, you can have another way to help motivate yourself to study, and that's to breaking down that material into smaller chunks. So for each subject, I recommend going through all of the courses or going through just the different subjects in your class and trying to see what all you can make smaller, so that way you're not overwhelmed with all of that big task that you had to do. So now, instead of, you're no longer faced with that scary task that you had to do, and now you're going to be able to have like more manageable tasks that you're able to do. So now you're condensing everything down that you were worried you weren't going to get done in time. And then after studying for so long, you can give yourself a reward. So another good way that a lot of people use to motivate themselves is to reward yourself after. Studying can get a little bit too hectic, and your mind doesn't actually process everything you're doing. So instead of memorizing all of that and then completely forgetting everything, just kind of get away from it and enjoy that short period of time, just to kind of move away from it, let your mind refresh itself, so that way you're not having to sit down and doing it all in one sitting, because then that's how you lose a lot of that motivation and you start to get frustrated because it almost feels like it's never ending. And rewarding yourself is a really important role to that chunking down the material technique, because you have a lot of these smaller chunks that you're doing, and it's going to give you more time for relaxation, and you're actually going to be able to get your work done, and then you still be able to have more time to relax, so that way you're not getting overwhelmed with it. So the keys to being motivated with it is just working on your time and developing a new mindset for it, and just knowing how to use your mind more effectively, because organizing your time, developing the right mindset, and just having that, working with your mind more efficiently is going to help you stay on task better and help you stay motivated to study. And plenty of people will tell you that there's so many different ways to stay motivated to study, and they have the right answer for you, but it's not going to work for anybody. Like it's going to work out for them, but it's not really going to help everyone else. So only you will be able to find out what's the best kind of technique for you, because if not, you're still going to be in that habit of procrastinating and not getting any motivation for studying. So you're just going to continue on that loop that you just won't get anything done. So you're the only judge for you, and you're going to be able to succeed that way. Thank you.